Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Albion TV for our final show of the Energy Surge season. It is the CLC, the Crystal League Championship, day 2. 8 teams have been whittled down to 4, and today we will crown a winner for this season, getting some amazing prizes, and possibly a 4-time winner could be on the cards. We do have an interesting winner bracket final between the reigning champs and the upcoming LGBTeam. We got a couple of teams duking it out in the lower bracket. My name is Lewpac, and of course, joining me is Shozen and Tazzik, and we got Robin and Bogul lurking about behind this refreshing sprint. So
yeah, he's bringing out the Spectre for the IP. He's not running Spectral Run, the Invis. Yep, he is just the standard refreshing sprint. We see a lot of pull hammers and even some great hammers run like Hunter Shoes for refreshing sprint. But Spectre give you the higher IP, obviously. So
yeah, but I mean, it's still crushed here, so it's not like
it gives you probably 1 extra IP since it is a 1500 soft cap. But
I was like, is there any memes you can do with that, like Spectral Run? I was like, do they stealth up for the back cap? Like, well, here we go. Then game number 1 of the upper bracket final. One of these teams will be in the grand final. Potentially both of them, if one of them's willing to fight through the lowers. But this will be probably the biggest.
Look at Carriera, Lewpac.
So
look at Carriera.
Yes. The SOB, the old school SOB for Carriera. Not running the nasty wounds combo, though. So it's
he poison potioned and imagine. He insta poison pot and just ran up north. So they're not going to get that cap in the back.
Yeah. Like shenanigans then. We did say we would expect a 3-1-1 at some point. Forsaken as well can barely move. The interrupts. He pops the res pot just for the anti-CC, but another well-timed mini-stun. He's interrupted the last 4 heals from Forsaken. And it's actually Shekri that's playing the nature. And Forsaken on the holy. So shenanigans have been had all the way around. Boda's going to find Ruined. And we're back into the old school 2v3 dive meta. Carvenan, they found Forsaken. And Shekri may drop here, but it wouldn't even matter if he did. Because they've already killed 2 more. He's got a cleric.
He held
3
cleric
of them
the
are
whole
dead.
time.
At least he's gonna die anyway to curse stacks right in front of the enemy tent. What a bizarre opening exchange, but wow.
That was a crazy opening. Yeah, and you know too, Shekrigo in nature there is actually a much better call, because if he was redemption, he wouldn't have been able to kite as much like that, right? And get the hot healing from nature.
He could have bounced Celestials and Orbs.
That's true, but I think he was able to kite so much more because remember, Shekri's no stranger to diving. This guy, and they did just kill Ruin
on like an awful timer, and Cargera's just gonna run at Imagini. Like, oh, nice stop from Elitan there. Doesn't want to get. They definitely don't want to get 3 cap this early. They're already down to 114 after the opening volley, and it was a volley. It was 6 kills, in fact.
Yeah, 5 to 1.
How did like Ruin died twice in the opening fight. Like the respawn was quick, but they just killed him again. Forsaken, he's gonna get rolled back. Cargera's gonna get on top of him. Here comes the Mystic Rocks though, meaning that he's slowed and his healing is reduced as well. But there's no Boda backup here, so they're playing a lot more defensive here. Ruined is actually trying to push back Boda and Karg. They're not allowing them to play their game, and Carvenan's gonna miss that meatball onto the back line. Relica though, he's having a bad time. The poisons go out. They do have their duty down. Grafis, he's just like frontline hard. They stopped that cleric very quickly there. Did he get purged? That didn't seem to last very long.
I think he died without even using it. I saw it maybe end. I'm not too sure, but he definitely just got taken out. I mean, they trade Curse for a healer.
Yeah, they trade the healer. So they don't really care.
Shekri already actually went back to get this cap. If they kill him, this is now an unsynced death timer as well, so they can't even run 4 or 5 man bot. Look at Relicer. Carvenan actually stopped him from backcapping. This guy is so low, and it's already 75 to 142. Already a double point lead.
Now it gets nasty because this 20-point pressure play.
And I mean, this next engagement, this is all that matters, right? Like, if you don't win this, if you're blue team here, it's just going to snowball to disaster.
100% they eat another 20 from here, right? Even if they win the fight, they're going to be down to 55. If they lose this next fight, they're looking at 35 or even worse, 15 points, at which point you're in so much trouble. But the one and only Fit, they are looking so strong right now. And honestly, Like, if you're not used to playing against this Staff of Balance, it's such a pain. Because if Kagera knows where you're going to roll to, you land and you're just immediately stunned. They're very lucky the Mystic Rocks isn't available right now. The forward pressure's looking good. Boda's rolling into the fight as well, looking for that healer kill. They're going to find that healer kill thanks to the rotten ground. Grafis may get traded, but would it even matter? You've lost your healer, and now Elite
too,
he dies for that.
Forsaken gets thrown into a point-blank meatball, and Carvenan just stays that aggressive the whole time right next to him. The only defensive Elite had left on that second use of the cooldowns was the sphere, and I don't know if you saw, but it bounced on him one time and then bounced away. And so it wasn't even able to keep him alive. He just goes down. Carvenan and his team, especially Carriera, playing super aggressive, not letting Forsaken play the game. And you have to wonder, why is he on Redemption when he's gotten this far playing Nature?
Yeah, and he's such a good Nature player. But I mean, I guess that they have their reasons, and they're probably better players than we are, Taz. So they've obviously thought about the match.
I mean, I know Forsaken, weird dude, good healer though. I think he would have been better off on his Nature. He got here playing Nature, you know. He hasn't even had the opportunity to lose to Cargera on the Nature yet, but Rune experience already so low in the middle of the team. Remember, he's playing a greedy Fire Belt. He doesn't have any defensives right now. Yeah,
these Mystic Rocks are just causing them so many problems. And actually a big factor as well, the mini stuns. And the mini stuns from Cargera. And like, the thing is he doesn't just auto blindly. Like, he times it. He times it to get those interruptions, which is... He's just so good. Like, and he's just really annoying Forsaken. He has the cartwheel for interrupting the Qs. Like, Forsaken is having a horrible time as a healer. Litan's going to get flicked. They do have good pressure onto Cargera, but he's just going to run in. Low HP. He's not even bothered because look, the Mystic Rocks will give him some armor, but he cannot be healed when he has Mystic Rocks on. That's the one big downside.
I think Carvenan is a little bit more. Oh, look at Relicer point blank meatball. He's dead. I was going to say
he nearly killed Grafis though. Grafis was so low, but I think this is over.
It's already done now.
20.
I think they're going to go hard for a kill to end here as well. They're going to look at Forsaken, who's just in front of everyone. His roll used now, but look where he is standing.
With the
he needs to drop rocks, but the Guardian Helmet through the rocks actually is going to be a great defensive for him.
Yeah, that actually works.
Really good synergy too, yeah. But I mean, with 3 points left, you sit 10. What do you use this minute to talk about it, right? Surely you don't walk out there with 3 points left, 44 seconds on the timer. I mean, they're getting the bottom cap, but it doesn't matter at all. They need a second cap to stay in it for another minute. And Carrera is not going to let you get this mid. He's already running bottom to stop him from even thinking of getting mid.
I mean, they might just kill Emagini here. There's the more likely push through, but he does get the cleric into the Celestial Sphere. Keeps him alive for now, but a lot of defenses have been used, and Boda knows it. He's got the angle, gets the harpoon. They're going to poison Imagini as well. Here comes the Mystic Rocks. Imagini's going to drop here when he lands.
And there's the victory.
More agony. One more jab. Down he goes.
12-3 kills and deaths. That was a slaughter.
And top DPS was a fire, not a curse.
Yeah, it was carved on the fire.
Probably because the match was so quick.
Well, I mean, it was quick, but look at how he was playing, dude. He was playing Scholar Cal. That guy was standing in melee range next to Bodaville for so much of that, just getting melee range meatballs, just weaving in the autos, and he's running Scholars, so he could stay up there, and he had the little bit of extra defensive.
He's got Scholars, Martlock, and Res Pots.
Yeah, he was playing a very, very good defensive kind of build to play that aggressive, whereas most curses swap the Scholar for like a Druid Cowl, and then we'll run the Martlock Res. That's actually what Ruined was doing. But remember, if you have Martlock resistance, Martlock such a long cooldown, and you can easily track potions at this level. They just don't have a single ability.
The A3 version is a 2-minute 35-second base cooldown.
So long,
which is insane. But I mean, the reigning champs 1-0 in emphatic fashion.
A very one-sided victory, 12-3, and each one of those deaths was a trade for more than one in Elite 10's gear. Just blowing up in front of us. Yeah, the helmet and the shoes.
Is that what I just heard?
Yep, his helmet and shoes did trash. Although I think Judy's the most important.
He's popping silver bags to afford some new gear.
Oh yeah, we are back in. Elite 10 is here. I don't see any swaps yet, but I don't know if you noticed either. Last match, Carhira showed on the hammer. He showed on Great Hammer. And then he swapped the Staff of Balance. So we'll see if he does that again.
I think he goes Great Hammer here because I imagine they've had so much discussion right now about the Staff of Balance that...
Oh, and actually, look at Forsaken. He's put on Robe of Purity to deal with it. He hopefully has a cleric in his inventory, though, because
it doesn't work. Because Kagera's doing it again. Staff of balance in the back, gonna kite around, goes for the 3-1-1. They're actually getting top. Wait, they're going hard on Kagera.
Yeah. They're gonna lose mid.
He got 2. They got mid, but Kagera actually needs to be careful. He doesn't have a resi. Gets his Guardian off, but oh wow, good save there. Good save from Shekri. Yeah, unfortunately the sack hit just before the Judy went down. Otherwise he would have got full HP. But that was a insane opener because now they don't even need to win the fight. They don't even need to win the fight. And watch Kagera, right? One thing he does brilliantly is he just hovers around the edge of this robe of purity, keeping you in the anti-heal, keeping you in the slow, but not letting you bop him. And because he's faster than you are, how do you bop him if he's faster than you and he's just skirting on the outsides? He did get bopped twice in that one. But yeah, wow, Boda finds the kill onto Ruined, and like that was very, very close. Forsaken pops the latest res, man. That was a very, very late res pot there. And
Elitan and Relicer needed to come back from their dive. Yeah. They could have killed Vodavale if they weren't hard tunneling on Shekri, which Shekri didn't have too many defensives in there. But man, it was just... What was that? He was predicting a cartwheel or something.
We'll just pretend that meeple.
Yeah, that meatball was a prediction for sure. You know?
Yeah, I've hit top of the Albion subreddit with a meatball gif of me, so like I can't even talk.
He thought he was gonna like tackle away, you know, something like that.
Yeah, sure. The next level play. It
was an insanely greedy opening from Kagera and his team. I actually think that Elitan and his guys played it very well. They almost killed Kagera. But when you get away with that play, now the game is snowballed into disaster. It's already 45 points lower. We're 2 minutes in, dude. It's 100 to 50. It's 2 minutes in, and it's 105 to 150. It could be a 150-0. It could be the second 150-0 this team has done in the CLC history, actually.
And yeah, Forsaken, so he's got his Purity. He rolls away with the Purity, though. Like, the healer is hiding in the corner. So now the frontliners, this is 3v2, right? So Elitan and Relica are going to be having a horrible time because they're not getting any heals right now. There's another interrupt. He's going to cartwheel the next one. Oh, he got the time in there, but it was actually Celestial Sphere. And these guys are being handled right now. This is Forsaken. He's probably got Purity available. He does have Roll, but I don't think he has much else. And Carvenant's just pounding him with these blasts. Boda.
Yeah, Ruin completely out of mana here as well. He already used Druid Cowl earlier. It should be back up soon. So they're going to stack in this one. Lose a little bit of time standing in that. Trying to get to the bot. And of course,
Shekri can heal and run because he's nature. But this is snowballing out of control, and
they want it. They want the 150-0. They're clearly playing for the 150-0.
Yeah. And they just want the tournament win. They just want to close this one out, and you wouldn't bet against them looking like this. It didn't look this hot on day one, but these guys didn't actually play that much this season, honestly.
Yeah, they're coming in a little cold. I don't know if you saw Ruin Experience just got flung right on top of Grafis and Carvenet. He put a meatball on both. Carvenet down to 1 bar. And again, the target swapping not there from Elitan's team. Like, they could have done something there.
And Forsaken, he pops the Purity, but doesn't get a single knock onto Kagera, and they get him with the combo. The Rotten Ground goes down. The deletion, Carves meatball. Relica's going to die. Elitan, probably if there's a swap here or a stun run. There's the stun run. Karg actually, man, Karg really wants this kill. Karg really wants this kill, doesn't he? He's going to beat him to death.
They're going to get ruined too, maybe? Oh, no. Carvin actually doesn't Q3 that way just yet. They could have maybe done it if he went a little earlier, but Ruin going to live for now.
A 150-0 in the upper bracket final would be insane. Like, this LGB team have come through everything in their path, and all of a sudden they've just head first into a brick wall, haven't they?
We're 20 seconds away from 5 minutes into this match. We've had matches go 19 minutes in this tournament, and it's going to be 33 to 150-0. We're not 2 minutes away from seeing this match be over if Red can get a few kills here.
The first fight of that team match lasted 6 minutes, for context.
Yeah, this has been 5 minutes. There's already 6 kills from the red team.
Look at that combo onto Ruin. The Rotten Ground, Mystic Rocks. I think at that point, the heals just damage you. It's so much anti-heal. You can't actually go negative. You can't even be reduced to 0 anymore. I think the maximum is 90% anti-heal. You used to be able to go to 0, which was bonkers, but he does survive. And that's what they need to do. Once they survive that combo, the problem is that they just kind of stand at the back, like wondering what to do. They need to go hard in between combos. That's when they need to put out the pressure. And Carvenan, they're not going to get the 150. They're going to find Carve and Shekri, and all of a sudden, it's 2 for nothing. And Grafis is dead as well, actually. Grafis is trying to do as much damage as he can.
Shekri and Cargera actually stacked on that one. They get a big clump. Carvenan ate a meatball to the face.
What is Cargera doing here, by the way?
He's messing around, just trying to keep the 20 tick for sure here. I mean, sure
it's not worth dying in full 8-3 Masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to die. I was going to say Shekri does get there in time to sacrifice, and they stop mid, so they're going to get a 10 tick out of this anyway.
I mean, that was
greedy player, and it pays off.
Edgy play there, because he obviously had the call that Shekri was coming back, but you need to have complete faith there, don't you?
Hey, and Forsaken back on Druidic, back on the weapon he got here with. I think he should have done that a little earlier. And they now win a fight, and let's see what they can do with it. Maybe a little quick and dirty comeback, but I mean, Red Team still control the caps.
Boda in trouble. They're gonna have to. They have to think about this one though, aren't they? Like, how do they go about this? Like, they can't cap right now. They're gonna get interrupted every time. And Cargera and his boys can just retreat every time. And they only have to hold for like 3 minutes. The Litan, nice stun, combo onto Grafis. This is the opening they need, but he gets the Cleric. Of course, there's definitely... Yeah, there's a Fiend's Cowl on Relica. I thought the Purges were coming out there. So they are purging the Clerics now, which I definitely agree with. Like, in terms of securing kills, Mortal Agony and purging a Cleric probably as effective as each other. And the thing is the Cleric purge can often catch somebody out who's expecting to live for 3 seconds.
Yeah, especially if they play greedy as a result of thinking they're going to be immune.
Because you pop the Cleric, then you don't pop the res, because you're going to wait till the end of the Cleric to decide if you need to pop the res, right? Whereas if they insta-purge you before you can react, bang, you're gone. Here comes the Mystic Rocks, Elitan. Look how far back Elitan's playing, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got to play so
they're not aggressive.
And then, like, he's not playing his game. This is the problem. Like, they're being forced to play not how they want to play, and it's just hurting them massively. He's going to look for the guys and knock up on Boda. Somebody has to go for this cap though, or they lose. Every time they go for the cap, it's 4v5. So the one and only Fit can just push hard, and this is over in 60 seconds now. They fought back valiantly, admittedly, but 60 seconds. Imagini, there's the rotten ground. You can hear those clunks. But Shekri, what a pick onto Shekri. Really good stuff.
Relica dies for the loss.
It's 10. Yeah, it's 10 into Relica dying. And it's going to be another grand final for the one and only Fit, who were called... I can't remember what they were called last season. They changed their name
that was Nap Time last Crystal League tournament.
Yep.
This one, though, they're now 2-0 under the banner of the one, the only Fit, under the Gray Guild banner as well. Love to see that back.
4 in kills there. It was looking like the 150, but
they really wanted that 150-0. But I mean, a blue team, they swapped to the Elite team. They swapped to the Nature. They come out, they get a big clump onto Cargera and Shekri. Carvenan eats the same meatball as well. And all of a sudden, his 2 bleeds.
What's interesting, though, is like in that last fight, they killed Shekri again. And if they hadn't bled all those points at the start to the 3-1-1 play, right? If they'd have held that somehow, they'd have had like 40, 50 points to play with. They kill Shekri there. They take control. They take the 3 cap, obviously, because you can't hold with no healer for 4 minutes or whatever. So that could have been a very different match if they didn't let Cargera. And Cargera, like, okay, match 1, he comes in, he grabs it, catches them off guard. You can't let that happen 2 matches in a row, Taz.
Yeah, I mean, they almost didn't, right? He went down to half a bar. They had a smart plan there. Maybe if they had Mortal Agony, they could have secured it,
but they let
mid
get taken.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you full send to kill Cargera there, and you let the other team take both their caps, right, and mid, that means they have the back cap mid. They're going to hold 4v5. Cargera dies, but he's back up in 7 seconds, and he's re-geared already on your flank again. You know, it could have been really bad for them, even if he died there. But he played so greedy, and he won it anyway.